Hi, my name is Tiffany Thompson. I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma, a form of breast cancer, back in July of 2016. In December of 2020, I was diagnosed with a desmoid tumor, and knowing that all tumors are not cancer, however, all cancers are tumors. The tumor that I have is not cancer, but it does different things. In my fight and in my struggle, I said that if I could know anything or if I could share anything with anyone, it would be to know your genetics, know your aunts, your uncles, family members that may have struggled with cancer, and that it shouldn't be a secret. That people should know in the family that, hey, aunt such and such had this, cousin such and such had this. That that there is a possible chance that, especially when there's cancer on both sides of the families, that you need to be cognizant. Just like diabetes, just like high blood pressure and other things can run in families. Know your status. I will say that my faith has been everything for me. God has just been there. I remember when I was diagnosed and I was reading this book called Fight Back with Joy, and I chose to use joy to fight through every situation as much as I can with love and respect and joy, and to also set my limits in that as well. But God is everything. He's my breath. He's my hope. He's my joy. He's my peace. And I pray that no matter what you're going through, whether you be the person that's going through the cancer, a caregiver, a family, just to trust God, to believe in God, and know that all things are working together for our good. And knowing that this is not our home, but our prayer and hope is that one day we will be with Jesus. Love you. Take care.
The friend who went with me to what we thought was going to be a very quick removal of a little skin cancer spot ended up being an entire day and very, very invasive with staples and stitches, and my entire face had to be reconstructed. And the first thing she said to me when we unwrapped the bandages, all unwrapped, she said, "You're beautiful." And so I know maybe that doesn't resonate with everybody, right? But we all want to be lovely. We all want to be beautiful. We all want to be God's gift to, and do good and be his gift to others. And in a moment where I was not in any way lovely, others saw that. And what he told me was, "You have a beauty within that you did not know." And I could not have learned that any other way than to have what I thought was beauty taken away from me, and what I thought mattered given up. My idol, giving up that Isaac, right? Just giving it up and saying, this is what I think matters the most. And you know what? He said, no, I'm going to show you what beauty is. And I'm going to show you what it means. And I'm going to show you what matters. I'm going to show you who sees your beauty. I'm going to show you who sees your beauty. And I didn't see skin cancer coming. I didn't know it was going to be as invasive. I didn't realize it was going to be a journey of 4 surgeries and using cartilage and all the things, right? That the recovery process and reconstruction of my face. I didn't see any of that coming. And I know that God knew, and he was there, and he had already put people in my life to be him for me in those moments, and to be him next to me, and through their words and their love and their friendship. And I don't know that I could have given that up any other way. And I have never felt so loved and so known for my true insides, my true inside, like my true heart, my true joy, my true And I don't want to say beauty because I don't, but what I'm saying is I wouldn't have known that any other way.
My name is Sandra Foote, and I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is a form of cancer. And when I went to the oncologist and they gave me this diagnosis, it was like I had already put it in God's hands. And when the doctor told me that, yes, the test was positive, that you have this cancer, it was like, I've always been so afraid of cancer, just scared, And I was just at peace because I had already given it to the Lord. I knew I was going to be all right. I looked at the doctor and told him that I have faith. And he replied back, I have faith too. I said, God, you are in the midst, And I just knew if I just let him lead the way that everything was going to be all right. So August of last year, I went to Baptist for a stem cell transplant that they said that was the treatment they had for the type of cancer that I had. And it was like everywhere I went into that hospital, every place that I went to, in the hospital, they were just speaking life into me, saying I was going to be all right. And I just, want everybody to know that God is real. God is a mind regulator, because when you have something like that, the enemy uses that to get into your head. And when he, trying to make you be afraid and be fearful and not trust God. But I just continued to trust God. And I had the transplant in August of last year, and within 6-7 months, I was in remission. They don't see any sign of cancer at this point. And I just give it all to God. And I want people to know, that God, if you call on his name, God will do what he said. God is faithful. God is true. And I just want you to know, anyone that sees this, if you don't have a relationship with the Lord, I just urge you. It's not hard. I just urge you to call out his name and say, God, save me, and he'll come to your rescue.
My name is Heather Thomas. In December of 2018, my father received news from his doctor that his cancer had returned, and that this time it was much more aggressive than the first. Then, a little over a year later, in the midst of his treatment and at the height of the pandemic, I myself was diagnosed with stage 4 malignant nodular melanoma. I was 35 years old at the time. My experience as a supporter and a survivor were somewhat similar, in the fact that you really or truly are never prepared to hear the words cancer from any doctor. In both situations, it took me time to truly process what that meant. But looking back on my experiences, I wish I would have been a little bit better equipped to hear those words, you have cancer. Though I understand now what that means, there are so many things that I have learned through both of the experiences that I wish I would have known from the start. The first thing that I really reflect on is the fact that cancer is so much more than just a physical diagnosis. While it is a diagnosis of the body, it also impacts so many other facets of your life. It truly does test your mental and emotional strength. For me, I would encourage anyone dealing with a cancer diagnosis, whether you're a patient or a supporter, to be sure to take care of your whole self. While medicine can do amazing things physically, making sure that you take care of your mental and emotional well-being is so important, so that you can be 100% for those around you as well. Cancer pushed me to lean into my faith harder than I think I ever have in my life. As a type A person, I really truly thrive on feeling like I'm in control of every aspect of my life and can fix things as they're handed to me. But dealing with cancer was one of those times where I really didn't have that control, like I do with so many other things. Both my diagnosis and my father's diagnosis truly put my faith to the test, and I was constantly reminded that while I feel like I have no control over anything, control was really never mine to have. God's got it, and I had to learn to quit trying to take it away from him. This pushed me to lean on people around me. While there are so many different cancer diagnoses out there, you'd be really hard-pressed, I think, to find someone who hasn't been impacted in one way or another by cancer. And though people around you may not be experiencing the exact same thing, anyone who's ever been impacted by a cancer diagnosis understands and can empathize what you're going through. Talk about it with people, share your feelings, cry, laugh. Just know that you're not alone in it. That was a huge support for me as we ventured through both my father's diagnosis and mine as well, being able to lean on those around me and to just truly be able to have that support at any point that I needed. And the big thing that I think has come from just dealing with both of the diagnoses my father and I had is to celebrate the small things. While I've been deemed in remission for a little over 2 years, and my father's numbers have been stable since 2022, we know that we're truly blessed and fortunate to be where we are in this situation. So rather than focus on the negative and the things that still lie ahead, we choose to find the positive every single day. When we wake up, it's a good day. When the sun's shining, it's a great day. When it's pouring down rain, it's a great day. We choose to celebrate the little successes. We take the trips, we do the small things, we sit and just enjoy each other's company. Because if cancer has taught us nothing else, it's taught us to embrace every moment and to enjoy every moment that we have. It's a constant reminder that no matter what, God's got it, and that gives us the peace that we need to be able to enjoy the days and to not worry about tomorrow. Just remember that His plan is always bigger than ours, and if you lean into your faith and you lean on those around you, you can get through it.